Welcome to Employment Quick Tips. My name is Susan Raymond and Robin Westbrook is here with me today. We are both a part of the Employment Assistance Team here at the Airman Family Readiness Center located at Shepherd Air Force Base. Before we talk about today's Employment Quick Tips, let me share some info about what we do here. Our Employment Assistance Team offers support for military spouses and transitioning service members by providing career counseling and employment classes. We help with job searches. We offer resume writing assistance and reviews, along with assisting and strengthening your interviewing skills. Please be sure to like our Facebook page. We announce our upcoming classes here every Monday and Thursday, Robin and I post our hot jobs in the local area for our job-seeking clients. Robin, I think we're ready to jump into today's Employment Quick Tips.
Sounds good. So we are going to break down the details that you need to know about a reference list. A reference is someone who can attest to your ability to perform a task, substantiate your training, document your measurable results, and/or confirm your qualifications. Let's take a look at some do's and don'ts for your reference list. Things have changed a lot over the last decade or so, and yes, you do need a reference sheet, but you do not include it on your resume. As we talk about in our civilian resume writing workshop, your 1 or 2 page max resume does not provide you with a lot of space to list all of your skills, achievements, and qualifications.
Robin, sometimes I've seen customers who will put the verbiage references available upon request at the end of their resume. Is that still okay to put on there?
No, you should not include anything about references in your resume unless the job posting specifically says to include references with your resume or application. Therefore, listing anything about references is a waste of valuable space. It's a given that someone will provide references if asked. It does not need to be spelled out on a resume. In general, you want to have a reference list prepared and kept updated to send if you are asked for it from a potential employer.
So, who should we consider asking to be a reference?
A good place to start is to think about supervisors, coworkers, or professors. In most situations, you do not want to ask a family member. It is important to stay in contact with your references as your career goals may change over time. This is much easier to do now with social media, particularly with LinkedIn. You are able to use this professional networking tool to maintain professional relationships with references quite easily. It is also a very good practice to send each resume and/or job posting that you're applying to each reference. This cuts down on the possibility that your reference may have a confused pause if they receive a call from a hiring manager and are completely caught off guard as to what or who they're even asking about.
This is so true, Robin. I had a past acquaintance share with me that one time they called a potential applicant's reference and the person said, "Who are you even calling about?" It was later discovered that the reference was not so successfully multitasking and would have had some amazing things to say about the applicant, but they had no idea the applicant was looking for a new job.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation that could have been the deciding factor to the hiring manager if they were on the fence as to which applicant to hire. Something to consider as an applicant: if you have a reference that is a difficult person to get a hold of, it could be beneficial to ask for a letter of reference versus hoping that they will respond to a potential employer. Utilizing LinkedIn's recommendation request is a great additional tool. These recommendations should in no way replace a reference sheet, but they do supply hiring managers with a more holistic view of an applicant. Here's an example of what your reference list could look like. You want to mirror the contact info from your resume onto your reference sheet. Having the same font and size with your contact info from your resume to your reference sheet is a small way to display that you took the time to have everything match.
So, what information should be included when you're building your reference list?
Great question. In general, you want to list the reference's name, title, company's address, with their phone number and their email.
So, what if we have someone who doesn't really have any work experience yet or is about to graduate from school? Who should they consider?
This would be an appropriate time for a character reference or a personal reference. Asking a professor, academic advisor, teacher's assistant, or even a classmate to be a reference is acceptable. All of the above suggestions remain, such as staying in contact with them, having an idea of what they will say about you, and keeping them updated with your resume and job postings that you're applying for. Our last tip today is be sure to thank your references for their time. If they share that a potential employer of yours contacted them, it would be thoughtful to send a handwritten note thanking them for their time. Susan, can you close us out today with our upcoming classes?
Sure, Robin. Here is the schedule of our upcoming employment classes. If you would like to sign up for any of our classes, please give our center a call or email Robin or I. We look forward to assisting you on your employment journey. Thank you for joining us today. And in addition, if this is your first time joining us, please make sure you go back and check out our previous employment quick tips.